Good morning. Do a simple little song with you. You could easily add harmonies to. You'll hear us doing some. And it's just in honor of spring and these amazing summer days we've just been through. And it goes, run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the sun. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the sun. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the sun. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the... Second part goes, run, come see the sun. Try that part. Run, come see the sun. From the top. Run, come and look out. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the sun. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the sun. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come and see the sun. Run, come and look out and see. Run, come see the sun. Run, come see. Run, come see the sun. Again. Run, come see the sun. One more of those. Run, come see the sun. Nice. Now, before we go any farther, we have a Friday morning spirit group online, and one of our members,
Who's sitting back
Diane Davis Schneider, back in the corner, couldn't make the meeting, but emailed. I just wrote this little song, so here it is. So, and I put my tune to it, and it goes like this. With love and gratitude, I begin this day. With love and gratitude, I know just what to say. With love and gratitude, trusting joy all the way. With love and gratitude, knowing they carry me today. With love and gratitude, begin this day. Begin this day with love and gratitude. I know just what to say. I know just what to say. With love and gratitude, trusting joy all the way. With love and gratitude, knowing they carry me today. Stand and sing. With love and gratitude, I begin this day with love and gratitude. I know just what to say. With love and gratitude, trusting joy all the way. With love and gratitude, knowing they carry me. One more time. Love and gratitude, I begin this day with love and gratitude. I know just what to say. With love and gratitude, trusting joy all the way. With love and gratitude, knowing they carry me today. Thank you, Diane. All right, we'll get better at that as we go. Just learned it this morning. I'm going to welcome Mary Myers up as our platform assistant elf this morning.
Good morning. Oh, I am here with love and gratitude, that's for sure. And it's with love and gratitude that I know just what to say. I need a breath. Do you? So, as we are centered, I'm going to share a short reading. Come into this place. Come in. Come into this place which we make holy by our presence. Come in with all your vulnerabilities and strengths, fears and anxieties, loves and hopes. For here you need not hide, nor pretend, nor be anything other than who you are and are called to be. Come into this place where we can touch and be touched, heal and be healed, forgive and be forgiven. Come into this place where the ordinary is sanctified, the human is celebrated, the compassion is expected. Come into this place. Together we make it a holy place. It's by Rebecca Edmiston Lang. So, we have announcements about what is happening here at Unity. We are looking forward to our spring retreat with Rob Geyer and Reverend Brigid. It's coming up the end of April, the 28th and 29th. Friday night will be from 6 to 8:30. There's an optional closing ceremony if you wish to stay a little bit longer. And Saturday is from 9 to 5. We will provide some lunch for you all. So we are really looking forward to this opportunity to gather together and come to know each other on a deeper level. So I'm really looking forward to it and hope to see so many of you there. Also, as spring, many of us are doing repairs, and Unity Albany is no exception, and we are in the process of making plans and making it happen to repair our front steps. So please, in the meantime, use the Bradford Street entrance. For those of you who need access to the ramp, of course, the ramp is deemed safe, but the steps for the rest of us, we will use the side entrance. Thank you for understanding and bearing with us while we get that done. And a week, so I guess it's next Sunday, the 23rd, in the garden room, we're having, in the social justice circle, which meets at that time, we're going to be joined by Joanne Kastner with a talk on her immersion trip to the border of the United States and Mexico, which has been a very moving experience, and her sharing of that experience should be something meaningful for us. And maybe Peggy would like to tell a little bit more about that or not? Oh, because we're expecting that there won't be enough room in the garden room for everyone. So, because this will be great. So come here for social justice next week after service. Go downstairs first, have a cup of coffee, and then come up and enjoy that. Right. Okay. And, you know, we had so much fun at the coffee house the last time. We're going to do it again. So that'll be Saturday, April 22nd at 7. You don't have to be a professional. Just come on in, show us what you got, sing a song, read a poem, do a shtick, whatever it is you got, bring it. Or just come and watch and see what everybody else does, because that is fun too. And that is also going to be here. So in the sanctuary, right here. So come one, come all, and be brave. Just do it. No, well, probably not. Probably not the board, but, well, you never know. You never know. Speaking of the board, I don't think I actually started with introduction, did I? So, by the way, I'm Mary Myers. Hi. I am a member of that board, and I am joyful to say that this year I am actually co-president together with Peggy Kaufman of the Board of Trustees. So I meant to say that at the beginning. Thank you. Anyway, speaking of joyful noises, on April 30th, Sunday at 7, we are having the Joyful Noise group with Garland Nelson and Azam Hamid. And boy, if you have never seen them, you definitely should come. And if you have seen them, I know you will be coming back because it's an experience like no other. So absolutely, that is not to be missed. And again, that will be here right in the sanctuary. This is the place to be, yes. So yeah, that's awesome. And we have tonight, no waiting, just tonight at 7. So we have our lovely one-song service, and we'll be focusing on grace this evening. And that is a deeply spiritual and moving and wonderful experience. So again, those of you who have been there, I'm not surprised to see you again tonight. And if you haven't, please give us a try. It's really, Roger and the musicians do such a beautiful, beautiful job. And coming soon, so I was thinking, today is actually April 16th. And usually on the 15th, we would have all had our taxes done. Mine are technically done. They're not actually in the mail, but they're, the check has to be written and all of that. But I was just wondering if all of y'all, have any of you, are you still working on it? Raise your hand if you're still working on your taxes. Okay. All right, so there's a few of you who are still working, not quite ready. And, we keep thinking, and this year we have till Tuesday because of some reason, I guess because it was on a weekend. Yeah, so awesome. So we have a little extra time. So those of us who aren't the best planners have a little extra time. However, if you haven't even started them yet, you can't just sit down and start filling in numbers. There's a lot of preparation, right? That's why they call it tax prep service, because of the preparation. So if you haven't done that preparation yet, you might be in a little trouble. But you'll get there. One way or the other. It might not be the best, but you will get it done, I'm sure. Because there's a deadline. April 16th is the day after April 15th, which is typically our tax day. We all know none of us can avoid taxes. What else can we not avoid? Death. That's right. And April 16th is also called National Healthcare Decisions Day. Because once your taxes are done, you can say, all right, now there's really something else that I should prepare for. And those of us who don't prepare and find ourselves at the very end of that part of our life, find that we may not make the best decisions, or that the decisions that are made for us because we haven't decided, not exactly what we would have wanted. So Unity Albany is in the process of planning. We are going to be offering a series of workshops on end-of-life issues. This is so important to each and every one of us, whether we like to think about it or we'd rather not. It's coming. So, and we don't know when. Some people say, it's really too early for me to think about that. And we hope it is. However, it always seems too early until it's too late. So, June 4th will be our first workshop. That'll be, here in the sanctuary from 12 to 2. And we will be talking about the conversations that we need to have before we plan, because it's not just a form to fill out. not just a few forms, not just a trip to the lawyer. It's conversations and thinking. So we'll be doing that together, and we will give you more details as it gets closer. Okay. Sorry, folks, no more announcements. I know. But we do have the daily word, which I think is really meaningful. So it's our daily word today is world peace. I live my vision for a peaceful world. I live my vision for a peaceful world. To bring about peace in the world, I begin by paying attention to my first reaction when I feel I've been treated unjustly. I don't deny my feelings, but neither do I allow anger, envy, or other negative feelings to take control of my response. I feel my feelings, but I remain committed to living the truth I know. Regardless of behavior, every person is a divine being, a living expression of God. I call upon my divine faculties of love, faith, and strength to guide my next steps. No matter how another responds, I remain centered in God. My efforts make a difference. Peace between individuals creates peace within families, in communities, and among the nations of the world. And from Isaiah 32:17, the effect of righteousness will be peace, and the result of righteousness, quietness and trust forever. Again, I live my vision for a peaceful world. Thank you.
Okay. Well, if you were here last Sunday, which was Easter Sunday, doesn't it seem like Easter was longer ago than a week somehow? We introduced this song, and we'd like to do it again this morning. Love is alive. We'd like to do it in tune, though.
Oh, yeah, that.
Come on. Close. So, invite you to stand. If your body's feeling like doing that, you can sit otherwise. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and...
Rise up this morning, rise up and say, love is alive in my heart, in my life today.
Sing it again.
Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in my heart, in my life today. I can feel the spirits in this place. I can see it shining on each face. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in our hearts, in our lives today. sisters and brothers, one great family. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive everywhere in the world today. Rise up this morning. Rise up and say, love is alive in my heart, in my life, everywhere in the world, every face in this place. Love is alive.
Oh, good morning. I think we did a sound check. Can you hear me now? Oh, welcome. If this is your first or second time here, we don't want to put you under pressure. We realize sometimes our welcome might be a little overwhelming if you're a little bit more on the introverted, shy side. So you could just like do this or this or this if you want us to know that this is your first or second time here with us today. Do we have any new friends here? All right. Bunch of, yes? All right, again, low key in it. Low key in it. If at the end of service you would like a welcome packet, we can get you one. Don't worry about doing that right this second. Again, we're trying to not overwhelm you with our loveness. And yet we also really, truly want you to know that wherever you are, if you're joining us later in the week, watching the live stream now, if you're here, wherever you are on your spiritual journey, wherever you are on your journey with Unity of Albany, we are so glad you're with us. We appreciate your presence, and we know how important you are to what we are able to bring alive in the world as we rise up singing. So thank you for being here. So one of the things that I wanted to mention this morning, you know, Roger referred to that. It feels like Easter Sunday was like a month ago already. Maybe that's because on Friday, Mary and Peggy and I drove to Buffalo for a conference yesterday, a Unity Worldwide Ministries conference hosted at Unity of Buffalo, and I feel like the last 36 hours were about 82 hours long. So we're doing a little bit of holy improvisation this morning, but Easter is a season. In the ancient Christian church, it was 50 days of celebrating, 10 days longer, by the way, than the 40 days of fasting of Lent. And so it's this time of renewal, that it's not just one day. And so I'm going to invite us today to think about how resurrection has shown up for us in our lives. So we'll get to that. One of the things that we're also really excited about in terms of renewing who we are as a community, and that is whether you've been coming here since these particular doors opened, or this community was meeting in somebody's living room, or you just walked through our doors recently. That retreat that Rob and I are leading at the end of this month is designed to bring us into deeper connection. Rob, do you want to come up and grab a mic and say a few words about that? We're really excited about our collaboration that has brought us a deeper connection in planning that, but with the invitation to bring us to deeper connection together. Or pretend you're hugging me and do this.
Yeah, I would like to say a few words because it's something that's really valuable and important. And I think that one of the things that really started this out was the idea of 3 years worth of COVID. and how that distanced so many of us. There were so few people here, very few people, just Brigid and the musicians for a long, long time.
Not even me. Not even me.
What? Oh,
I was
well,
after,
that's true.
but still,
But you
tiny
were here,
groups.
some of it. So I was thinking, well, since we're so far apart, what would bring us together? So I started thinking about various ways to do that, and a retreat seemed the most likely. So the retreat is designed around having small groups and large groups all within the same retreat setting, so that we would have an opportunity to break out into small groups of 4 people. And that would be a different group each one of the 4 sessions. So what would end up is that you would, after the end of the retreat, know probably 8, 9, 10, 11 other people, and you'd know them in order to be able to have a conversation with them. So that as this group goes downstairs, we introverts are unlikely to ever go and introduce ourselves to someone we don't know. But if you do know someone, if you've had a conversation with them or you've shared something with them, not only the small groups where you're together longer, but the larger groups where everyone has a chance to say something, you'd really be able to go over and initiate a conversation and really feel as though I'm connected. I'm connected to these other people here. Once you're formed with one connection, it can branch out into other connections. And the sessions really are geared to connection, to gratitude, release, and embrace. And there's also going to be a very special ceremony on Friday night in the event that folks want to stick around for that, not part of the official program.
So there you have it. It is really designed to give you entry points to find each other and to find that connection with yourself and spirit. So please join us. We do still have room. The list is growing, but there is still room, and lunch will be provided as an extra perk. So please join us on that day to help us really renew who we are together as a community. So just really briefly, too, to tag on with what Mary said about the death and dying workshops. One of the things I loved about teaching at the high school that I came from before in Massachusetts before moving back here was teaching death and dying to high school students. And one of the things that they helped me to kind of wrap my head around is just the idea of normalizing challenging conversations. Do any of you know teenagers? If you know a teenager, if you were a teenager, if you've ever seen a teenager in action, you know that their contract with the universe is to be BS detectors and to kind of push those challenging conversations. But in a way of softening those edges and normalizing those conversations, over and over I heard from parents that they had conversations at home because we were able to have them in school about death and dying, about loved ones who had died, about the range of what grief might look like. And so I'm really excited in our community that we can draw on our expertise, the expertise of some community members, and then find outside. So the first one, June 4th, as Mary said, but as we move into the fall, more of those will come. Because really this whole daily word today about world peace. You know, last week I read that beautiful poem, We Who Are Alive Today. I find it very difficult to ignore this moment in which we live, that we are the perfect people for this time. So our welcome includes our vision and mission. But before we get to that, I love that line in the daily word today that I have to pay attention to my own reactions. I don't shove away my emotions or my feelings or those reactions necessarily, but I also don't stay in them. And so as we come into this time of saying together the words that are the vision we hold for ourselves as a community, I'm going to invite you to really pause and today to bring to your heart, mind, a person, or a situation, something that causes you to have a reaction. And hold that. Maybe even picture holding it in your hands close to your heart, whatever works for you. And breathing in to that feeling of reaction, if you're feeling it around the edges, just by bringing it to mind. And then trusting that the reason we gather in this place that we make holy together is that we help each other call on our divine faculties of love and faith and strength. So hold that gently and feel the calling in. Feel the collective calling in of love and faith and strength that gives us the courage, the audacity to hold a vision as powerful as the one we profess every week when we say these words together. We envision a world transformed through the spiritual awakening of all. And we do that by claiming love in all of our actions. And so as we hold that, knowing that we also call each other into living our mission, feel the blessing and power and call of these words. We awaken to and embrace the divine essence of all beings through prayer and service in our community and in the world. And we come in gratitude into this experience of oneness, to feel our breath and our hearts and our bodies and our very presence as one. And we lean into this power together. The power of Christ's love now releases me from any sense of separation from spirit or others. There is only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, the all-loving goodness of God. And so it is. Amen.
And as we move into our time of meditation, we claim that spiritual awakening for ourselves as well as we sing this song. Awake, my soul, be still and know there is no place I need to go. With open eyes I hope to see the God in all, the God in me. Awake, my soul,
Be still and know there is no place I need to go. With open eyes I hope to see the God in all, the God in me. Awake, my soul, soul, be still and know there is no place I need to go. With open eyes I hope to see the God in all, the God in me, the God in all, the God in me.
With our souls gently rising up and awakened, I invite you to notice where your body is resting in this moment. As you breathe in and out, can you feel the back of your body supported, held in this moment? Can you feel your inhale? Maybe gently lifting your shoulders, filling your belly. Your exhale softening you into this moment. Feeling the universal pattern of your breath in and your breath out. Your body, even in stillness, ebbing and flowing with the pattern and rhythm of your own breath in and out. Your eyes might be closed or just softening your gaze. Trusting the rhythm of this moment. Noticing thoughts or sensation that rises up. And letting it gently sift and float away. In this softened space, I invite you to bring to your heart, mind again that situation that is disquieting to you, that causes a reaction, a response that maybe doesn't stem from your deepest sense of self. as God Self. And in this shared stillness, hold both your reaction and your humanness and that situation. Hold it in peace as much as you are able in this moment. Letting your breath breathe in peace around that. Breathe light around it. Feeling it expand out beyond your body. Sensing that peace rippling past you to the person sitting near you, or the person who causes that reaction to bubble up in you. Feel it expanding beyond the edges and boundaries of the walls in which we live and the walls that we create around ourselves, that only love can make tumble. And in this universal pattern of the ebb and flow of your own breath as peace, as light, as presence, trust that your efforts are not your efforts alone. Your efforts are held in this beloved community. They're held in the hands of God, in the heart of God, that you embody, that we each embody, that all beings embody. And so let us hold a vision of peace in the world. And then come back into this space. Fully awakened in body and soul and heart and hands. Pete, thank you for that. So I mentioned in our welcome that was granted a little bit longer than it usually is this morning. For good reason. We have this gift of a little bit of holy improvisation this morning. Getting in at 10 o'clock last night and waking up at 5 this morning to pull my thoughts together in prayer and trust. And so I ask you to pray with me and for me, that in this space of our awakened souls and bodies and minds and hearts, that the power of this ministry, of this gift of beloved community, this gift of sacred time that we make holy together, that what Spirit, what God, what the universe, what creation needs for us to be aware of this morning in these next few minutes is what will come through me. That I can lay aside my small s self and be a vessel and an invitation for Spirit to awaken in me and in us. And in gratitude. Thank you. I'd like to bring us back to Easter Sunday. To Easter and that universal pattern that I mentioned when I read the words of Richard Rohr, that resurrection and renewal are in fact the universal, observable pattern of everything. He says we might as well just use non-religious terms like springtime, regeneration, healing, forgiveness, peace in relationships. Resurrection in multitudinous forms is to be fully expected. This morning, reading Diane Butler Bass, she reminds us again of Easter as a season, not just a day where maybe you were lucky enough to get an Easter basket with some chocolate in it. That's probably gone by now. Maybe. But it's 50 days to celebrate resurrection, to celebrate new life, joy, and hope. And I loved her reminder that we're aware of, that Easter and the way we try to live into what it means to be this beloved community is countercultural these days. Gloominess, fear, anxiety, attack, distrust, and stress are the emotional coin of the realm. Was it hard for you to come up with the situation that causes you to have a reaction this morning? Maybe it was hard to pick one, right? There's so much around us, maybe in our personal lives and in our personal relationships, but certainly all around us. The coin of the realm invites us into despair, into seeing the stone rolled across the tomb, and that's it. Diane Butler Bass also writes, resurrection involves death. That word we don't even like to say. For the new thing to come, old things have to go. Structures of domination, evils that pose as grace, and whatever undermines loving the earth and our neighbors. Resurrection can't happen without endings. New life is impossible without the finality of no going back, grief at the tomb, death. Raise your hand if you've ever felt so stuck in a situation, a relationship, a job, a mood, an aggravation, that it seemed to suck the life out of you, that it felt like such a weight or a dead end, that you didn't know how you would ever roll the stone away from the tomb. Anybody? Oh, I see a lot of hands waving at me. Holy wow. Raise your hand if you have ever felt that horrible weight lift you into new life. Resurrection and renewal are the universal pattern. How has resurrection shown up for you in your life? You are one of the ways resurrection has shown up for me. We had a lot of time on our road trip to Buffalo. to talk about our life stories a little bit more. Before we even got to the gift of hours of a workshop designed to help us think about our ministry, our own personal sense of ministry, but our beloved community. And I was struck as I was thinking this morning by some of those stories, but also by the fact that one of those moments for me of feeling like I did not know how to get out of that box was that last hard year in my old job. The job that 95% of it brought me life, but the 5% was killing me. My kids were a little bit afraid that maybe that would be literal. And in that sense of, God, help me, I do not know what to do, pausing, praying, calling in trust. Those are the words from the daily word. I don't stay in that feeling. I call in the trust that faith and love are also with me, that the strength of God is also with me. And in this moment of stepping in to the surprise of a call to be your minister, that was not ever anything I had imagined in my life. This call continuously calls forth more from me. You are a gift that keeps on giving. You're not always an easy gift. And I don't anticipate that I am always an easy gift to you. That's relationship. That is the universal pattern of resurrection at work. We have so much food for thought from that workshop, but really the gift is in considering, why are we here? What draws us to come here on a Sunday, to come to the new life that's around us in coffee houses and Garland Nelson and One Song and a social activities committee that's chomping at the bit to get things going. Hiking yesterday, there's new life. There's a sense of renewed connection possible in a retreat around the corner. Resurrection is the universal pattern of life, of which death and endings are a part. I am so excited to have charged my Unity batteries yesterday. I can't wait, actually, now that my house is nearly resurrected, to be able to start taking again the Unity courses that are a part of my path towards Unity ministry officially. I love that I can come to this Unity path with beginner's eyes, and that I can grow in my understanding of the foundations of Unity as a movement, as not just our community, but how we are connected to communities all over the world. I'm so grateful for a chance yesterday to see, there are some communities that are truly in crisis right now. We're not. We're not in crisis. We have the gift of leadership over the course of time that held the ship together during the crisis days of COVID. And we have a renewed sense of energy and hope and new life in our community. What a gift that is. We have people in our community who have worked in the field of death and dying and grief. And oddly enough, we're really excited to bring that ease of conversation to our community. What a gift to be able to really open our eyes to the fact that this physical life, this fully human experience, will someday come to an end. Can we enter then the gift of living fully with that realization and not have it shut us down? Not have it fill us with so much fear that we're afraid to look unflinchingly into the relationships that we want to heal, into the choices that we make that either bring us into new life or keep us shut away in a cave. Resurrection is a universal pattern. Over these past few weeks, I've used this refrain that I also know as a teacher: you teach what you need to know. So as I keep going again and again into this space of this story of Jesus, the pilgrimage to Jerusalem that we celebrated on Palm Sunday, the washing of the feet, being the servant to our friends in our community, the celebration of the resurrection moment. It is not history. It is current events. I need to remember that. I have some stuff, it turns out. I was reminded yesterday around the word Christian. Some of us come to Unity as formers. We had a tradition, perhaps at one point in our life, that no longer quite fit where our hearts were seeking, where our spirits were seeking. And so we found this home. But what does it mean to have this way shower, who was part of Charles and Myrtle Fillmore's beginnings, to reawaken us to what it means not to focus on sin and salvation, but on those universal patterns, on what those sacred texts of this tradition and others have to teach us about what it means in this moment. It's a movement. We are moving. We are evolving. How are we coming together to hold each other, to challenge each other, to grow together? Because this moment in time, where that word has been co-opted in ways that people who I truly believe their hearts are hurting because they see a world that perhaps has left them in pain. But how do we hold that? How do we hold that in a way that says, we who are alive today are one? That we do not see the other as separate, despite our reactions, despite our differences in how we live. How are we called to love one another beyond any sense of separation from spirit or others? How are we living into the words we say together each week? It is not easy. It's simple. We just love each other. You've heard me say that a few times over the course of my 1.5 years here. It's a simple message to love one another, but it is not always easy to do it. And so we come together. We come to celebrate in laughter. Laughter is carbonated holiness. Thank you, Anne Lamott, one of my favorite quotes. We're here to sing. We're here to dance in spirit. We're here to have gatherings that bring us together in just fun and friendship, as well as deeper ways to grow connected. I cannot do it alone. I am so grateful for your presence and how this resurrection in my life continually asks me to trust, even when I don't think I can. So thank you. Toda Rava kind of thank you. Toda Rava at the Wailing Wall. Thank you, Yahweh. Thank you, God, for the gift of how we show up for each other. Sometimes imperfectly. Sometimes imperfectly. But growing. Saying yes to the new life of the universal pattern of resurrection alive in us. The Christ in us alive. And look around. Look around you. We just sang, the God in you, the God in me. Maybe it's harder for you to look in the mirror and see God. So see it reflected around you in this room. If we want peace in the world, we must have peace in our hearts. I'm going to close with a poem that is attributed to Lao Tzu, who may or may not even have been an actual one person. But this is wisdom from the 6th century. And it so fits the wisdom of our daily word and the rhythm of new life. If there is to be peace in the world, there must be peace in the nations. If there is to be peace in the nations, there must be peace in the cities. If there is to be peace in the cities, there must be peace between neighbors. If there is to be peace between neighbors, there must be peace at home. If there is to be peace at home, there must be peace in the heart. Let's say that in reverse. There must be peace in the heart if there's to be peace in the home. There must be peace in the home if there is to be peace between neighbors. There must be peace between neighbors if there is to be peace in the cities. There must be peace in the cities if there is to be peace between nations. There must be peace between nations if there is to be peace in the world. How's your peace feeling this morning? A little deeper? A little more resurrected? Now get out there and bring peace to the world. Amen. Oh, thank you. So in just a minute, our two beautiful ushers are going to come by with their butterfly nets to catch your love offerings. And before that happens, because we're also going to hear a beautiful song that brings us into the gift of what it means to offer all of ourselves. And we are a church. Churches ask for money. It's a thing. It's a thing. We keep the lights on. You pay me, you pay Roger. We have programs. We have a wonderful new office administrator. We're a business as well as a ministry. That's a reality. But we are so much more than that. We are, as Mary said, we make this space holy by being in it. The sanctuary of community that we create by showing up, by being present to each other, by saying yes to, I'll bring some snacks for hospitality. Well, I can't bring snacks, but I'd help do the dishes. We minister to each other in so many simple and profound ways. And that is the gift of our offering blessing. Yes, we do need the financial love offerings, and we are so grateful. I am so grateful. We are not a community in crisis because of you. You have a minister in me that I can make my way in the world without doing 3 other jobs, because you took a chance to say yes to me in a way that allows me to live. That is because you are generous, and I am so grateful. And the widow's mite. You give of yourself. That is the gift of our blessing. So will you say together with me the words of our blessing, and then hear the words of the song that Roger picked to sing us into our offering, and know that both your time, your talent, your treasure, we are so grateful for that here.
Blessing. Yep.
Well, there we go. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We are blessed to know that Spirit is our source. Thank you, Father, Mother, God, and so it is. Amen.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. We used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God's so much more than the earth and the stars and all of creation. God is creator, all in all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Command my hands, what must they do? Command my life, it's here for you. God is the love that heals all creation. God is creator, makes all things new. And God needs us to shine His light as we, as you.
Stand and sing it.
So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. And God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light. God needs us to shine its light as we,
divine love, you do bless us as you flow in and through us. Show us all we need to do as a community to transform the world in love and peace and unity. And so it is. Amen. You can have a seat for a sec, because I don't think the announcements are quite over. Did we put in?
There's a barbecue.
Okay. There. I don't know. Is there a slide?
Yep.
Is there a slide for the Brooks barbecue? There we go. Awesome. We'll do this before we do our closing stuff. I just wanted to remind everybody here on Tuesday at the Delmar Reformed Church, one of the ways we have an impact on the world is we are a part of the Focus Churches group that together does a lot in the city of Albany around immigration, food insecurity, housing insecurity, and anti-racism. They are a group of churches that we are an affiliate part of. There are a number of faces around here that are now part of cooking breakfast or making lunches for the breakfast program. One of the biggest fundraisers that Focus has is this Brooks Barbecue, and that is on Tuesday. If you come early, you'll see me schlepping out meals, giving them to people. If you come after 4:30, somebody else will help you that. If you want to pre-order, which is always a good idea because Brooks Barbecue runs out quickly, you can pre-order at going to focuschurches.net. There is information about this in the newsletter that went out, so you can check that out too. But it's a great cause. It's a great partnership that we have with them. And if you like Brooks Barbecue, it's an awesome opportunity to not cook on Tuesday. All right, so that's my little blurb. And now, let's come to holding those things that maybe caused us a little bubble of reaction, the joys in our life, the new life and renewal and hopes that are there, living alongside the things that ruffle our feathers. And if you have a joy or a concern that you want to just say out loud, trusting that even if we don't hear the particulars, we hear in our hearts, those of you at home, we hold that for you as well. And we hold too all those who have no one to name them today. We hold their wholeness and their divinity and their light. And we send the vibration of our love and protection out across the world as we say the prayer of protection. And if you love the original prayer of protection that doesn't have all the extra delight in it that we add, you should say it that way, the way it was written by James Dillett Freeman. But I do invite you, whether you say the words or not, to really feel that this is how God is at work in the world. It is as us, alive in this moment, as we say, the light of God surrounds us. We are the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. We are the love of God. The power of God protects us. We are the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. We are the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. We are unrepeatable expressions of the divine. All right, unrepeatable expressions, I believe we're going to sing. Rise in spirit or body as you're able, and let's do this.
Rise up, all my soul. Rise up, all my soul. up on my soul, let spirit flow. Rise up on my soul. Rise up on my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go.
Sing it out.
Rise up on my soul. Rise up on my soul. Rise up on my soul. Let spirit flow. Let it flow. Rise up on my soul. Rise up on my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go. Rise up on my soul. Rise up on my soul. Rise up on my soul. Let spirit flow. Let it flow. Rise up on my soul.
Rise up.
Rise up on my soul. Show me the kingdom wherever I go.
Show me the kingdom.
Show me the kingdom wherever I go.
If you gotta go, you gotta go. It's down the hall to the left. But we're just gonna do one little song here. because
we have
because
to do the
spring.
song.
We have to do it. Coming. Coming.
Spring song. We got it.
And, ready? Go on. Ready? Nope. Nope.
All right.
All right, not too fast, Pete. Here we go.
Thank you.
1, 2, 3, and. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, oh, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. And I say it's It's a little preview because in a month from now, we have our friend Phil Goldberg coming back for Sunday morning and an afternoon workshop on the spirituality of the Beatles.
Oh, nice.
Third Sunday in May, so keep that in mind.